Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. It is 8:23 on Sunday the 29th of April. There was no real intention to do a live tonight, so don't be stressed if you miss it. We're going to be playing some international songs, and in case Facebook blocks it, but if you get it live, we're going to talk about some stuff that wraps up the week of activities. And the video is named a bad idea gone wrong for a reason. And while we're waiting for people to catch up and jump in, let's listen to the music, right? Just a little something to take the edge off Sunday night.
Greetings in the name of His Majesty Emperor Rastafari, ever living, ever faithful, ever sure, Selassie the first. Yeah. Rastafari, ever living.
Rastaman vibration positive. Robert Nesta Marlowe. Share with you. We play one song, this song we'll see if we get Facebook to allow it to start. If you get down and do what every day, you're saying prayers to the devil, I say. Why not help one another the way?
Make it much easier.
It's a new day, and it's a new time.
Yes, it's
a new season.
And it's a new sign. Oh, what a new day. Picking up. Are you picking up now? Picking up.
Sherry, picking up. Pause right there for a minute. We'll go back into the music in a little while and we'll talk some more. The reason the video is called A Bad Idea Gone Wrong, I am going to do a video, probably tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Tuesday. And on that video, this video tomorrow, is for the Massey defenders, for Massey stunt. Tomorrow, I am going to do a video on a list of grocery items that when you go into the grocery with your reusable bag, applauding Massey for the 50-cent stunt that saved the world, no problem. But when you're going to the grocery with your reusable bag, make sure that you walk with reusable containers for everything that you're buying. Because if anything that you buy that is going into that reusable bag, you're a hypocrite and a bullshit artist. And you're willing to do like Massey, who just a few years ago engaged in another stunt, telling us that the bags that they are now saying killing the turtles, Massey telling us those bags killing the turtles, those same bags Massey told us a couple years ago are degradable, and the Environmental Protection Institute allowed them to put their stamp on the bag, and that Massey is working to save the environment. So how is it good then, but bad enough now to cause you to spend 50 cents for that bag if you don't walk with your bag? You see, I smell bullshit a mile away. I have a bullshit radar, and Massey walking to this. And anyway, they have another thing I need to say, but I'm waiting for Massey's response. Because I don't want to preempt. You know when you're playing cards, you gotta hold back your ace. I'm holding my ace for Massey. I'm waiting for Massey's response. Because the whole country taking the ass now. The whole country realizes a stunt. But for a few, Priyanka and Kisur and her little friends up at UWI, a couple, they have a little boil inside a UWI that Glenn Ramadasing and them create, the guild that is used to fund themselves and the party and to transition into the UNC. I have no interest in that. And I will expose other people who daddy was driver for Basdeo Pandey. I'm holding all of that, you know. You gave me stick and you're using the UWI guild to do it. No problem. No problem at all. I ain't fighting all day yet. I ain't fighting all day yet. As Ian Griffith tell me, Phillip, keep some of your powder dry. So you're sending your little teenager friends from UWI to attack me, to defend Massey. And you're not using critical thinking to understand that this is not personal and this is not politics. But the environment is a serious, serious issue. We're in trouble. The world in trouble. There are some schools of thought that says, you know what? Forget it. Continue. Burn it to shit down because we may not even be able to reverse it if we started now. Believe it or not. And that's what some scientists believe. Some scientists believe it is already too late. There is an island of plastic in the Pacific Ocean that is bigger than the entire Caribbean, Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti, Guyana, Trinidad, Grenada. You put everybody together. An island of pure plastic, deep in the water, taller than the tallest mountain in Trinidad and Tobago. That is what we're contributing to. So when Massey stunt, and you see, people tell me about Price Mart. When Price Mart had come out at one store. So the bag thing, they ease it into us. But this bag thing with Massey, if you agree at all with that bag thing, don't be a hypocrite. When you go to shop in Massey, do not buy a single thing packed in plastic to put in that bag. Tomorrow, I have to go and get a straight razor. I can't buy no more plastic razor, no more Gillette, no more Wilkinson sword. None of them things. All is plastic. And I don't want to be a hypocrite, so I want to get it's a bone handle. And I got a bone handle straight razor and learn how to use that. I'm showing you where it started. I put in a plate, a knife, and a fork in my car. And I walk in with my plate, my knife, and a fork. When I go wherever, if I go KFC or El Pecos, or if I go wherever I go to get lunch, I walk in with my plate. Like Massey in the bag, I don't want to damage the environment. So don't give it to me no Styrotex. And don't give it to me in any plastic. Put it here. When I go to Starlight Drugs to buy my sushi, I walk in with my own plate. I'll tell Jared Abood, kill the plastic container, give me my sushi in my plate. Because I'm not contributing to the landfill. I'm going to expose Massey every single day until they backpedal on this bullshit stunt. And I know what went on, you know. And I'm telling Trinidad and Tobago, Massey bean counters, work it out. If you come good with this, we could win. We could get a tick for being environmentally friendly and get them jackasses to pay for we bags. They will pay for we bags because nobody ain't walking, oh God, for 2 weeks, For 2 weeks, the bong smokers walking with a bag and the hemp shoes just to say, watch we, look we. But you know that not lasting. That kind of bullshit not lasting. Trinidad is a disposable culture. We are a plastic society. We don't give two ass. I wrote an article years ago when they were building a movie town called The Plight of the Hairy Blue Crab. And in that article I said that Trinidadians are environmentally conscious and we will fight to defend that mangrove swamp as the habitat of the hairy blue crab. But we like our selfish vices more and we want to go and lime in movie town, so much so we would pave it with the shells of the hairy blue crabs because we're hypocrites. All of the people who want to bust the chops for not defending Massey going to be winding down low on the paved area in the savannah that compacting the soil. Forget the trees, forget the grass. You're compacting the soil in one of the largest natural aquifers in Port of Spain. But you don't care about that because one day, blue waters will be the only choice for you for water to drink or starve. That is where we're going. Only see it coming yet. And I'm telling you, all the games, all they're playing outside there, all the bullshit, all they're carting, you don't want to hear. You see, I use the word bullshit and jackass a lot. And the reason I do is to wake you up. It's supposed to be like a slap in the face. Some of you need a slap in the face. Some of you need to wake up. You all are dreaming. You all are anesthetized. You're living in a country where today we get a picture of a soursop in Massey for $101. And I tell you all, soursop grows on a tree. You don't have to mind it. You don't have to kiss it. You don't have to talk to it. You don't even have to wet it. It will bear for decades on its own. We can have 1 million soursop trees and the price of a soursop should be $5, if so much. But you're not taking it on. And you will see the post and you will say, don't buy that. No problem. Don't buy the soursop. And when the saltfish get too expensive, don't buy that. No problem at all. Don't buy the saltfish. And when the rice get too expensive, don't buy that. No problem. The rice too expensive, don't buy rice. And the bread get too expensive, don't buy that. No problem. Bread too expensive. What happens when everything on your list mark don't buy that? What do you eat then? Jackass. If your response to an issue that we raise is don't buy that, what do you buy when they fully, completely encircle you and all of the things that you can buy to eat, you cannot afford? What do you do then? Riot? You by yourself, outside Massey, jump around in a circle, they will pass and lock up your ass. What will you do then? What will you do then? Hold your head and bawl like the Venezuelans who want to swim to Trinidad now because it was ham and jam and lime and dance. When they were supposed to be in the streets protesting Chavez, they were sitting at home waiting for somebody else to come and save them. Trinidadians only doing the same shit, eh? Only doing the same absolute shit. And it's going to bite us all in the ass. Many who can afford it are already putting aside the pirogue fund. You're going to need some money to bribe a pirogue captain to get to our next island. And you're going to need some money to pay for the gas. And you're going to need some money to land in the people place to assimilate yourself and try and get a work. You're leaving here, nice job, you're landing there, you're willing to clean dog shit, mow lawn, serve as a waitress in a restaurant, go cooking vibes. That's where I eat. All them little Venezuelan girls who work in there, ask them what it, biologists, engineer, civil engineer, electrical engineer, rocket scientists in Trinidad, serving, go. I went Rizzoni's for pizza, only Venezuelans serving me. And all of them, you could tell they're educated. And they'll take shit and take jam and good day sir and good night ma'am. That is what they get for sitting idly by and letting their country get run over by bandits. Because Maduro and Chavez children jamming, not in Venezuela, in Miami and London town on all the money. On all the money. So all of you who want to play games about, I love your policy but I don't like Phillip, kiss my half-red ass. I'm not here for friends. I knew what I was getting into. When I have to start exposing the bullshit that's going on in this country, I know the beneficiaries of the bullshit are going to attack me. They're either going to attack me indirectly, a la PNM UNC, who have to hire the Inchan Ishmaels and the Marcia Brave Boys and the Dane Wilsons to come and talk their shit. And then when they collapse, look at this clown in Chanishman. It's a big man. This man have children, you know. This man have children. He own a religious station. This is a jackass that keeps creating pages and fake profiles for one purpose in the world: to attack Phillip Alexander at the behest of his handlers. Because the PNN and the UNC don't want you to know what we teach you. And the more of you that wake up and stand up in rocking the roots of the vampire system, Massey have to call a meeting. Because July will come, and I bet in money that 50 cents bullshit done. They will pull that back. They can't come with that. And I am not saying that we want plastic bags. I am saying Massey has the power to dictate the retail market. Massey has the power to tell the importers, we're working now for the next 2 years, 75-25. Any shelf space you take from us, 75% plastic, 25% biodegradable. 2 years after that, for the 2 years then, 50-50. 50% plastic, 50% biodegradable. 2 years after that, 75-25. 25% plastic, 75% biodegradable. Because Massey has the power. Massey tells suppliers, we will pay you in 4 months. And if you don't like it, don't sell we. You ought to beg and bribe and cajole and kiss ass to get your product in Massey stores. They have a big market. They control a big market. They have power. I remember once I used to work for a company. We called Massey, said, the switchboard, I said, could you put me on to accounts payable? And the operator said to me, accounts payable, not taking calls. That's the power Massey had. Nestle, and then it was called Hilo. It was called Hilo and Cannings. Nestle and Hilo had fallout bad. And Nestle stopped supplying Hilo. Do you know that all that Cannings milk, Cannings juice, and Cannings ice cream that come into Trinidad market was because Nestle wouldn't supply Nestle products to Hilo? And Hilo make their own products, Cannings brand. And the moment Nestle and Hilo make up, a couple years later on a golf course, Cannings shut down. And all the workers who was working for Cannings, all of them get let go. Because now, Nestle and we good again. Nestle, you could supply. Remember Cannings milk and Cannings ice cream and Cannings juice? Remember all that shit? That was because Nestle and Orchard and Massey had fallen out. That's the power of Massey. Massey has the power to fix that in this country. Massey could tell Blue Waters, start to bring your bottled water in glass. Bring it in glass. Let Blue Waters explain, because Blue Waters is far and away the largest consumer and seller of plastic PET bottles into the country. The most dangerous plastic. Massey has an entire aisle of Blue Waters water because the profit on a bottle of water just too sweet for Massey to walk away from. Again, I wanted to be the first person applauding Massey for the initiative. I applauded Massey when they finally agreed, because I fought to get handicapped parking spaces for decades, and Massey gave it to me, and I applauded them for that. But who doing shit will get stick? This is what we have to do now as a people. We have to become, you hear the rumors in New York City, if the grocery raise the price of beef and the price too high, all the housewives pick it or they just boycott and the groceries have to drop the price. We have to become that. We are finding out now that there are products manufactured in Trinidad that are cheaper worldwide than in Trinidad. Trinidad is the most expensive place to live right now. Most expensive place. What coming from outside expensive, what manufactured here expensive. They're gouging us and they're taking advantage. They are absolutely taking advantage. Back on point, the environment is critical. We need to have everybody use reusable bags. I am for reusable bags. I have all kinds of reusable bags. But I am neither a jackass, a hypocrite, or a bullshit artist. I am not going to go to Massy and buy my laundry detergent in a plastic bottle or a plastic bag and put it in a reusable bag. That is bullshit. That is fooling myself and fooling the people looking on. People going tomorrow, the same, let me tell you, them same beads wearing, sandals wearing, chanters who want a gimme stick for not supporting Massy. Them in Starbucks tomorrow, you know. Happy to see the name on a Starbucks plastic cup. They may get to ask about the environment then. They get to ask about the environment for the Starbucks cup. And we have to come full circle as a people. We have to undo this idea that we could piss on a problem and solve it. I had to tell somebody today, an educated man, you are spitting on an inferno and telling me it is a good start. That is not a good start. Massy saying, over 5 years we're going to phase out plastics. That is a massive start. And Massy has the power. Massy has the power. Massy also has the power to help local manufacturers. All you want to hear where these companies go wrong. Massy also have the power to help local manufacturers in supermarket merchandising. Eye-level shelves is king. In marketing, we learn there's something called top-of-mind advertising, mind share. Mind share is important. Mind share means if I ask you, name 3 brands of cars. If I ask you to name 3 brands of soft drink. If I ask you to name 3 brands of fast food. If I ask you to name 3 brands of dishwashing soap. The 3 brands you name aren't necessarily the biggest in the world, but they're the ones most successful at advertising and marketing to you, and they occupy your mind share. Top of mind advertising means to work towards getting mind share on a massive scale. So when you go in supermarkets and you're pushing your trolley, the 2 shelves at eye level is prime real estate. The only more prime real estate is the gondola end where you can do what the hell you want. Again, it's for top of mind. It grabs your attention. Massy has all of the local manufacturers at the lowest level. If you want to buy local snacks in Massy, you have to bend over low, real low. But if you want to buy foreign snacks, it want to fall in your hand. Now, Massy, you have to account for that. Because while it may sound to you as the profit line is all that matters, to me, the nation is what matters. And while you may be fattening your pockets, growing your belly and that of your shareholders, the country ending up in trouble. And you could close down and go away and live well on your profits somewhere else in the future. But our country will collapse, and we have a responsibility to say, no, sir. That we have to make sure more Trinidad products sell. And to those there's this little Dukaran boy who thinks he's an economist. He actually thinks he's an economist, and our next little jackass will be tagging him every time we talk in economics. And these fools, these shackled minds do not understand that every time a Trinidadian buys a pack of M&Ms, the product share that we get there is profit after manufacture, profit after distribution. We are the last on the profit chain. All we get is a piece, and that's no problem. But that piece of the profit that we get does not get redeveloped in the market. It doesn't contribute to the economy. It is strictly Massy's share. But if you buy popo balls or tulum or kurma as a snack, everything about that you just bought, a Trinidadian had a piece of that. A Trinidadian was involved in the supply to the manufacturer. A Trinidadian manufactured it. A Trinidadian sold it and made the commission for the sale. A Trinidadian. And when you have more Trinidadians getting pieces of that, you see, it is distribute to manufacture, manufacture, distribute to wholesale, wholesale to retail, and retail. See all those steps? All those steps is the cost of a product to you. And the more of those steps that are occupied by Trinidadians and Tobagonians, the more robust our economy becomes. And it is important that we keep our foreign exchange, while foreign exchange is an issue, and keep our people busy, keep our people working. Because when we develop the Kurma man, he hiring more trainees. M&M's hiring trainees. Mars and Snickers, they're hiring trainees. When the Kurma man have to make more Kurma, he have to buy more product from more manufacturers and suppliers in Trinidad to him. More trainees getting work, and those trainees get to develop themselves too. So the country itself starts to work. You can't have a country where Massey doing well, selling foreign products, and your people starving. When Henry Ford was asked, I keep quoting this man, there are certain people, research them. When they told Henry Ford in an entire presentation that they could automate his factory, because Henry Ford invented the assembly line for car manufacturing, and it revolutionized the world. Because before, one man or a team of men would sit down and build one car. What Henry Ford did was he created an assembly line where one man doing doors, and one man doing windows, and one man doing engines. So the chassis is put on the line, and it is moved forward, and the engine people put in the engine, and it moved forward, and the gearbox people put in the gears, and then it's moved forward, the tire people put on the tires. But you in this one job here, you just doing this one action all day. This is all you do, but you're employed to do this. When they asked Henry Ford to automate Ford and put robots and automation into the production line, Henry Ford asked them, who will buy Fords? Who then will buy the cars? If the robots build the cars, who will buy the car? And we're not thinking that. You see, you can get to the point, there's this joke that they say that the factory of the future has a man and a dog. The man's job is to feed the dog. The dog's job is to bite the man if he touches anything. And it's a joke, because the factories of the future are automated fully. Quello Baking Industries, what they built in Gaston Street in the 80s or 90s, was an amazing feat of technology, but it is not good for an economy. The Quello Baking Industry plant in Gaston Street that became KISS, they used to pull up with a truck full of flour and a hose and attach it to the back of the building and pump flour from that truck into a machine that spits out bread at the other end, packaged, twist-tied, and ready to go. Created. Human hands got it then. And if they could have found a way to automate the sales, they'd have done that too. But that's not good for the economy, because for every one of those people who are not in the manufacture and distribution cycle, they can't buy bread. They can't buy no bread from you. So it's pretty to watch, and it is very cost effective, no problem. But at some point you will reach a point where the masses do not have enough money to buy what you're automatically making. So it doesn't make sense. We need to strike a balance. It is the function of government and corporate Trinidad and Tobago to understand that all of our decision making must take all of our people into account. So when you hear us talk about protecting, helping, developing, and encouraging Trinidad manufacturers, you will see some jackass bush beaters run out from and to tell you nasty stupidness that they get Saul Alinsky economics. Just do me one big favor now. Just put them on mute, because they have no idea what they're talking about, and they have no idea of an end game. All of this is pyramid politics. Get it now. Get it in your pocket now. The devil take the hindmost. There's this thing called utilitarianism. The utilitarian way of thinking is there's a certain level of people that could die from this product. Put aside some money for their family and build it in, cost it into the manufacturer. So now it is 3 cents more for each item for the people who died. There are people who actually sit down in meetings and plan those things. And you walking around, somebody posted on the post about the soursop being $101. And somebody posted, that cannot be illegal. Somebody will do something. Who, friend? Who? The Prime Minister? Who lined it with Hadco and Amco and Massey and Sabga? Him? Who? Who will do it? Who will take care? Who will watch dog? Who? Us. Us. If not us, who? If not me asking questions of case. Well, you see what they do to Charlotte Street vendors? You see how easy it was for this black man party, the PNM, to bust the throat of all them vendors on Charlotte Street while allowing kiss making company to illegally vend throughout the country. Or they watch that happen. Or they see that happen. You know why that happened? That is to force all of the people who would buy market goods from those Charlotte Street vendors, force them into Massey stores. You see, Francis Fashion, Shoe Locker and all them stores start to feel the pinch when Trinidadians start to shop online. When it got so expensive in Trinidad and Trinidadians realized, and companies open, all happened in 5 years. Enough companies open to deliver goods to your doors. You didn't mind waiting an extra 2 weeks because you're saving 50%. What the government did in collaboration, and I will prove this, but we have to get in the government to do it. The Chamber of Commerce and the government in cahoots. That foreign exchange crisis is a fake. That ain't real. The recession is a fake. That ain't real. And that 7% tax that they charge you for your online purchases, that was the icing on the cake. Because the recession and that fake US shortage is to prevent you being able to shop online. So all your work that you work for, you ought to go back and spend it by Hadid in Francis Fashion Shoe Locker to buy shit brands at an inflated price. When you could buy the real article online, half the price. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, are being victimized by corporate Trinidad and Tobago and the government who is working for them. When you talk about the parasitic oligarchy, don't look for pigs with cigars. Look for the business people you're shaking hands when they say in church, now let's turn to each other and offer each other the sign of peace. Or all exchanging things that tying people hand. People tying things on all their hand while they're tying up on their mind. We are not in a country that we think that we're in. There is no reason, no rationale for Trinidad to be hungry. There's no reason, no rationale for Trinidad to have a problem for money. To this day, nobody could explain. We could guess China, America, the Queen. These are the answers I am getting for where the hell the Pitch Lake money going. But I'm going and they ask with a freedom of information request. But it's just me. I mean, the PEP is a party and they're working real hard. I tell you, these people in the PEP party, I know, but they had to give up something in their life to sign on because the amount of work we're doing at one time, and they have to be thinking to themselves, Lord have mercy, this patriotism, this country first thing, it coming at a price. We have to go down to the Pitch Lake Asphalt Company and ask them for the last 10 years of accounts. We need to know, if we own the Pitch Lake, where is the money going? Because the Pitch Lake alone, I put to you, the Pitch Lake alone could mine Trinidad and Tobago. That never-ending supply of pitch could mine this entire country. We have exclusive. There have a couple other tar pits, but only us have a Pitch Lake. They can't compete with us. We dictate the pace in that, do we? You ever hear that? No. Not at all. You don't water it. You don't mine it. All you need to do is take it out of the ground and sell it. Who gets that money? Who? The tax that we have been asking, Massey could support this tax. The Progressive Empowerment Party has been saying, put a 25-cent tax on every plastic bottle imported or manufactured into this country. Put a tax, a 25-cent tax that could be paid as a reward or redemption if you bring back the plastic bottle to be reduced, reused, repurposed, recycled. That is a plan that helps people, not gouge them for 50 cents. And if I was all of y'all in Trinidad and Tobago, I'm telling you this straight, you know, If Massey go forward with that 50 cents tax on the bags, go and shop, reach the counter, and if you have no bag and they want to charge you, leave the goods right there, walk out the store. Do that for 24 hours. Enough for all they do that, Massey changed this whole program already. Because you see, they could do a lot better than they're doing. I'm not making this only about Massey. Blue Waters, Oasis, Coca-Cola, Solo, Chubby, all of these people who manufacture in Trinidad and Tobago with plastic bottles, and all the people who importing, not just the local manufacturers, all plastic bottles, 25 cents tax up to 1.8 liters. Increase it bigger than that. 1.8 liters, because that's the size, up to that size that people throwing away in the rubbish. Bigger than that, they're reusing for themselves. They are reusable bottles. Up to 1.8, 2-liter bottles, 25 cent tax. You see this tax, you pay this tax to people, Boy Scouts, Girl Guides, if we have Girl Guides, homeless, and the people who are unhireable, the people who can't get a job. You could go and pick the drains and the rivers clean of plastic bottles, and as many bottles as you find, we will give you 25 cents back on every bottle. And we will reduce those plastic bottles to strips and beads and use them for construction, for waterproofing, and for noise cancellation in the road. And that is a proper life cycle that saves the environment. That, Massey, is a plan that rescues the environment, not your bullshit stunt. That was a bad idea gone wrong. And I am calling on you, Massey, to step back, because we will accelerate the information into the public space, and you don't want that. You know full and well that there is a lot more that you can do, including offer for sale biodegradable bags for 50 cents. Taxing the people 50 cents for the same blasted plastic bag that you say, polluting the environment and killing the turtles, is deception laid bare. You don't give two asks about the environment, you care about profit, and you will gouge the customers to make a point for a stunt. We ain't tolerating that. It is time for Trinidad and Tobago to become the kind of country where the corporate and the political classes understand that the people are awake and they're not taking bullshit. So before you even go through the trouble, it's like I tell them, before you go through the trouble of creating the fake profile, you have to create an email address. You have to get accepted as the email address. And then you have to use that email address to create a fake profile. And that will take about 5 to 7 minutes. And after you do all that and come with your fake profile and attack me once, I'm real diligent on my Facebook. I will delete and block you in 5 seconds. It can make sense to go through that process. And Trinidadians have to become those people where corporate Trinidad and Tobago understand them people not taking bullshit no more. We are going to do cost analysis on the products that are manufactured and sold in Trinidad and Tobago. This is the work of the Ministry of Legal Affairs, Consumer Affairs Division, but them don't do jack shit for that money. That is just another way for people to eat. That is just another way to give out contracts, because they're doing jack shit. You can't tell me yet government is not putting out price guidelines. That's what you need to see, you know. The power that people want to have, that backed up by some state machinery that they're paying, they appoint, they elect, must come out and say, this is the range for bread. There was a time you couldn't charge more than 5 cents for hops. Been a riot. Now they name hops all kind of different things, and a hops is $2. They could charge you anything they want. And that is okay if your money carry out. But for the 750,000 people in this country barely getting by, every dollar increase, some of you, I realize, have no capacity to understand lack. And because you have no capacity to understand lack, you've lost your compassion. But I want you to do this exercise that we do once a year and we put it out on Facebook. Anytime you think you understand what it is to live on the poverty line, $10 a day is the number. $10. I want you to start your day with $10. And for the entire day, all of your transportation and all of your meals and everything from the time you leave home to get back home, for that entire 24 hours, cannot cost more than that $10. $10. Living below the line. And when you try that, go in a grocery with $10. And tell yourself, not I have a family, it's me alone. Go in a grocery with $10. You gotta walk there because if you take a taxi, the $10 gone. When you go in the grocery with $10, shop for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Let's assume you have no transportation costs. Shop for breakfast, lunch, dinner. We will pretend you have no rents, lights, phone, none of those bills. We just eating and we transporting. $10. Try it. Because you and your family, you and the kids, get the kids involved. Because if you want the crime to go away, you have to understand where the crime coming from. Because what you're giving your attention to, and the politics you're giving your support to, and the bullshit conversation you're giving your attention to, not helping. It's never helped. 56 years of the same bullshit. Somebody sat down in a PEP meeting this Saturday and he said to me, Jean-Claude said to me, listening to your show, you played a song by Sparrow called We Like It So. And then later on in the meeting, Jean-Claude exposed that he was 21. And that song was written in 1981, 81, 91, 2001, 2011. That song is 47 years old, older than Jean-Claude. And when Jean-Claude heard the words of that song, and they resonated with him so much, because he thought to himself intelligently, this is still going on. This is exactly what's going on in my country. And he made him, 23, sorry Jean-Claude, he made himself available from that moment. And I remember these things when people tell me these things, because it's important. It's important that we find our way to reason, to respect, to compassion, to understanding. It is easy to believe that if you storm the captain's cabin and burn it down and tear down the sails, you win. But now all of us stuck in a boat that can't go nowhere. If you rip up the planks that hold the ship together to warm you and your family, no problem. You'll be warm for a while, but the ship will sink. And unless you have an escape plan, you're sinking with we. True talk. Come na man. Come na man. What we doing? What we doing? Ask yourself, where you going? When the world for each other, the same police you had a call, but you ain't know if the police you're calling is one of them rogue police they're talking about. You ain't know when your mommy or your daddy or your child or your lover end up sick in the middle of the night and you call the ambulance and you become one of those statistics where the ambulance take 24 hours to reach. You don't know. You don't know if the ambulance reach and they rush you to Sinclair Medical Center and you walk through the door like a puppy. And the cashier tell you, while your family member gasping for breath or they're holding their chest or they're trying to keep blood from running out of their body, you need to pay a $5,000 deposit to get past here. But they're dying. Yes, I understand that. So what will it be, sir? Cash or card? Because you're not getting past West Shore or Sinclair without that 5,000. So you're back outside, pack them back in the ambulance because you can't find 5,000 at this hour, and you're going down to the Port of Spain General Hospital. And if you're one of those people who are unlucky, you bounce up a security guard who say, I ain't know where them gone now. All of them like they gone and play wappy. This is what passes for public health in Trinidad and Tobago. Adrian Ramlal's father lay on a gurney with seizures every 5 minutes, waiting for seizure medication as he got the seizure done. Well, frig he, who tell he to get seizures? And, but that is how you could think until the person lying on that trolley seizing is somebody you love. Then the shit different. Then all of a sudden, who is in charge here? And that is how we just want to talk. This is unacceptable. They just hear it every friggin' day, every night, by the hour. They think they give a shit about you. Boy, hush and go away now. Yeah. You're going to write the letter to the editor. You're going to write the minister. Why are they going to write Gandhi and Martin Luther? They don't care. They don't have to care. Because your letter reaches here and goes there. Like the 16 CEOs of the regional corporations who got letters from us over a week ago. So from tomorrow, Monday, we are calling you and you better have answers. Because we know our next step is FOI, freedom of information, we coming at you. But at some point, make it easy. Because even if you're rushing quick to make this legal now, I don't care about now. I want to know about all the time before. All of you who are facilitating criminal enterprise and law breaking, we coming at you for that. It is time Trinidadians understood the tail does not wag the dog. The Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago is built first on the people. And everything else after that, the people, on behalf of the people. The supreme law speaks into power. President, police, parliament. Don't get tired. It is time for you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to put country first. Disengage yourself from the bullshit and the mutual backscratch society. Because it won't help you 2 o'clock in the morning in the hospital. Trust me when I tell you. What you mean the pharmacist not there? You mean to tell me the medication they need to put in the syringe to save this man's life? Lock up in a pharmacy and the pharmacist not here? What you telling me? And you have to take that. And you could put your head against a brick wall. There is nothing. All of a sudden, people calling me and messaging me. Their lawyer, their doctor, their priest, tell them, call Phillip Alexander. Let him deal with that. It is becoming to the point where the professional class are starting to accept their powerlessness in the face of a government and a state gone rogue. When Colm Imbert laughed his gargoyle impish face and said to the International Monetary Fund, we can do them whatever we want, you know. They ain't right yet. They ain't right yet. When he said that, it was with contempt for you and your vote. For every single person in Diego Martin Northeast who, like jackasses, went again and stained their finger for a gargoyle who couldn't give 2 ass about them. And that is the disgusting truth of Trinidad and Tobago. And then, when you're vexed enough with the PNM, you want to run by Kamala, who you fired to put the PNM in office, who you fired to put the UNC in office, who you fired to put the PNM. At what point does it dawn on you that political laziness, your failure to engage the process and the system, at what point does it dawn on you that this, whatever this is, not working? How long? How long again you need? What has to happen? What has to happen again for you to believe it will? And perish slow, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. 1986. So that's our next 5 years, 42 years of song. What are you waiting for to happen? Who has to suffer? What has to break for you to see that it's not working? What? What has to break for you to see that until we all, the people that the Constitution speaks about, come together and put aside the racism? Because you see, African and Indian politics not helping Africans or Indians. So it has been a waste, a glorious waste of all of our time. So tell me again, what has to happen for you to see and to know that what's going on in this country is not only unacceptable, but it is leading us all to our political and national demise? What has to happen again? I visited Parliament Chamber and witnessed an orchestra, a band of parliamentarians.
Rated their performance and style, talent and endurance.
A band of parliamentarians. The orchestra.
All the things that encourage hate, making good forces feeling. Bridges placed by this. Nurturing racism, prejudice and tribalism, multiculturalism, amagism from the UNC and the PNM, COP in the political symphony. It's a symphony with the TOP, MSJ and JAC in the political symphony. It's a Stop taking it cool.
Don't be playing for come along and tell you what else they have to say, how many words you need to hear, that this is a bullshitocracy, that Trinidad and Tobago has never had a real government, at least not one that was there on behalf of the people. Because if I tell you that this is a definition, that the well-being of each and every citizen is the purpose, reason, and function of government, and you contrast and you compare that to Eric Williams, George Chambers, Arthur Napoleon, Raymond Robinson, Patrick Manning, Basdeo Pandey, Kamla Prasad Bisesa, and now Keith Rowley, which of them can you say with any amount of confidence and certainty that the well-being of all of the citizens was the function and purpose of their government? Which one? Sure, you could pick a side that benefited a side, but it didn't take care of the country to the point where FIFAnomics extraordinaire, international icon of banditry, Jack Warner, was able to say, "You vote for we, you have nothing to get from we." And then the Muppet Master Shamfa Kujo, when she get the first chance, we in charge now, deal with it. And it is pregnant. I remember when some jackass, when the People's Partnership won, the night they won, some jackass DJ down in Rienzi says, "We time now." Who is we? Who is we? Fuad can't tell me in St. Augustine in a UE Carnival Fete, "Boy, why you jamming the UNC so hard? You is one of we." That is the most obscene, disrespectful insult I have ever been told in my life. No, Fuad can. I am nothing like you. You could be plenty more successful than I am financially, but I know my money, how it comes. I know. And I'm not interested in stunting and posing. And if I do want to stunt and pose, I am going to make damn certain it doesn't come at the expense of anybody else. Our truth doesn't change if we close our eyes. The sun still rises and it's still set whether you watch it or not. Our reality is this is a country that is badly, badly broken. And if we don't fix it, if we don't stand up together to fix it, to say, what Marlene to say, Daryl and Shamfa, what did I say, what Monilal, Suruj and Tim, the same jackass Fuad Khan and Dial Singh, his next partner in crime, what all of them to say when we talk about earlier, rescuing the people of Trinidad and Tobago, did they say, "Boy, Phillip, miss me with that bullshit now, you know what the government here for?" Just hold them and walk them. 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 Just hold them and walk them. 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 Go we do business. Go we do business. Yes, but tell me what. I see you do your work. KFC. We are like we do business. We are like we do business. Go we do business. Go we do business. But we need to start the business. We need the business. Business is our business. And it is our business, the fact that we're not paying attention to it, that has us where we are. If we were paying attention to our business, we would have better cable service, better phone service, better every kind of service. If we were paying attention to our business, the vast majority of our children wouldn't be wasting time clocking card in a failed education system. The schools that have children doing well are doing well in spite of the Ministry of Education and not because of it. If we were paying attention to our business, Christopher Phillip couldn't have crawled around and dead like a stray dog on the hospital lawn trying to get help, you know. If we was paying attention to our business, this little girl who died in Iams, Asami, all of these people, this little boy, Akil Chambers, nobody was ever brought to justice for this little boy being raped in a big shot party and then his body deposited at the bottom of a pool. Nobody was ever brought to justice for that. That little Indian boy, what's his name, who got his throat cut to the bone with his babysitter when they come to rape her and kill him. If we was paying attention to our business, that couldn't happen. If we were paying attention to our business, the police service would be right-sized and functional. If we were paying attention to our business, when he say we do business, is the fact that we do business, the courts could take 17 and 25 years to handle a matter and more. Because we do business. We do business that Starbucks and Superfarm and KFC and TGI Fridays and Ruby Tuesdays and all of these companies that need foreign exchange to pack their shelves and their menus have all the foreign exchange they need. But we can't get $200 in the bank. If we had business, we do business with the bank, if we were paying attention to the bank couldn't rob with the way the bank robbing we. The bank robbing we. We are giving the bank our money as an interest-free loan and then paying them for the privilege. If we was taking care of we business, you think the bank could get away with that bullshit? But they isolate us and they pick us apart at the counter. And that's what we've allowed ourselves to be. Trinidadians forget the power of us chops. And if we had get back to a place where we could all rely on each other to stand together, if at any point in time we saw injustice or unfairness taking place, then some kind of thing might have happened. But we're not doing that. So we're letting them isolate us and maraud us. And that is why the country get like this. That's why get like this. We need to business. Is the murder rate for finding people. 3%. That's where we are. Interdiction rate of 3%. I keep warning Trinidad and Tobago, put security guards outside the schools. Gone too easy to get in this country. A child went to school this week with bullets. A child went to school with bullets. It is only a matter of time before a school teacher or a child get critically injured because of our lackadaisical way. When you're sending your children to a school tomorrow morning, when any Tom, Dick and Harry could walk through them gates and go and do what they want, forget that. You don't know what any of those children packing in their bags. You don't know. And you should know. We do not have to wait for a child to come to school with a gun and cause mayhem to rush and give SWAT or Amalgamated Security $100 million contract. We could be proactive now. We could put systems in place now, right now, before any loss of life. We keep talking these things. People have to listen and take corrective action. The Parent Teachers Association should pull the children out of the nation's schools until we have security at the gate to prevent that loss of life.
But somebody promising your human rights, while somebody threatening to put out your lights. The more people with little Trinidad boys,
a bullet start to whine and put an end to their joys.
Now they're lying cold
for their mother to run, the Nike gone, the gold teeth gone.
See they want the pocket full with
blue silk.
They want the statue
reconcile the fact that that could be your story. And you are doing nothing now at this point upstream before you reach the waterfall. Before calamity, catastrophe, tragedy, and crisis strikes. You have the opportunity to band together 1.4 million of us and put into office a proper functional government. And I just want to do some housekeeping here. To all the people who are messaging me and asking for me to intervene in their personal matters and giving me every reason by how they support me and they support the party, and if I don't do it, they're going to take away their vote. Hear what I'm telling you. Everything that I do and the party does costs money. So we will do this. I will respond to requests for help, but it will come at a cost. You will have to make a donation to the Progressive Empowerment Party. That is the only way I am going to be able to find a way to stretch myself in all of the directions for all of the people. But the country that you want needs a political organization. And you're coming to rely on something that exists, that other people's sacrifice and contributions have built. You should also make a contribution too. And I want to be very, very clear about that. So instead of turning people away now who are asking for assistance in their personal matters, we will get involved if it is something that I or the party getting involved in could assist with. But we are going to expect, and I'm saying this so you understand, the Progressive Empowerment Party is an ongoing operation that has bills. And if you want to benefit from the party, help the party. Yes, come back to the point. The point that needs to be made is this: our political laziness has allowed us to reach here. It's allowed us to reach here. None of the nonsense, Kamla Prasad Bisasa and what is left of the UNC, not one thing that she is saying has any value to anybody, to the point where Basdeo Pandey was able to put out into the public space, beat his chest for the $1 billion cowshed. This country gone mad. It gone mad. It is no longer enough to fail. As long as the next man fail more than you, you could call your failure a success. Country gone mad. Understand that they exist on the power that you grant, the easement that you've created. Their role in society is contingent of your continuous endorsement of their existence, as obscene as it might be. By your silence, you are giving them tacit approval to continue with the madness that is passing for government and opposition in this country. It is time for us. It is way past time. Trinidad and Tobago, one people under one flag means get together. Let us get beyond the racism and the classism and unite ourselves as a powerful, potent force for change. It is only then will we get the representation that we deserve.
Register and vote them out. If they can see, vote them out. State your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total squad.
And after this day, let's put our country together again.
Vote them out of power.
Terminate the reign.
Let's put our country together.
up and say Trinidad and Tobago is not a refugee camp. The sheep applaud. The same Keith Rowley who last year wanted to bring the whole of Dominica here and put them in your house. We was a refugee camp then, Kitos. Bipolar politics. Trinidad and Tobago is in a recession while the entire world grew 3.5% in 2017 and is on target for 4% growth this year. But we in a recession. Explain that shit.
When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the passing laws that them alone can flout.
Passing laws that them alone can flout. Today, we found out that the army said Faris Al-Rawi, the Honorable Attorney General, lied. In his witness statement, Faris Al-Rawi said that the army invited him so that his children, according to Gary Griffith, would know how to pick up a gun in a kidnap situation and rescue themselves. No problem. No problem at all. Except when it's a lie. Because the army is saying that Faris asked for the privilege. And it was not for the children to learn how to pick up a gun. It was just about bling. Look, we at this level. We can romp. And that's why the kids had no problem posting on Facebook with AR-15s. And that broke 4 laws. So now that the army, who in their first attempt lied and said Kenrick Maraj had brought Faris children, and he said, bro, I was not in the loop and I was not there. Don't put my name in that bullshit. The army had to retract and they had to come straight now. So now that we understand, A, that Faris lied, B, the army lied, and C, all of it is a crime. What happens next? Over to you, Mr. Commissioner of Police. And as we on it, what is going on with Howard Chinley's wife and the 4 charges for what she was doing on the road when she was speeding and the child was not where it was not being restrained and she had no permit, no insurance? What is? What's going on with that matter? Howard Chinley and that matter? Is this another case of passing laws them alone could flout? Because I want to see what goes on there.
When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the building I said,
East, west, north and south. Yes, how you vote them in.
vote them out.
Register and
Vote them out. Totally
vote them out. Stick your finger and
vote them out.
rescue the country.
Vote them out. Vote them out with tempo. They happy in vain.
Let's put our country
Together again. Vote them out with calypso and joyous refrain. Let's put our country together again.
Before anything else, the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the reason we have a Prime Minister is because the Constitution of the Republic speaks the office of Prime Minister into existence. The reason we have a president is because the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago as a law speaks the office of president into existence. We have ministers and senators because the Constitution of the Republic speaks the Senate and the House into existence. Government, the Constitution speaks government into existence. Judges, the DPP, the Constitution speaks the courts into existence. The Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago is the most important document you have never read. The Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago is the overarching reason this country exists. The Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago underpins all law. The Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago speaks president, police, prime minister, DPP, judge, minister, senator, anybody you could think of. At some point, the lowest ranked person in the licensing office could trace his existence right back to the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And the reason for that, I want to tell you this. This is the first line of the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And I desperately need all of you to avail yourself. Just Google Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and read a little bit when you get a chance now. Find what makes sense to you and learn that. It is important that you understand what underpins your existence. The first line of the supreme law of Trinidad and Tobago that speaks every law and every public office into existence says, whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago, everything flows from there. That means that even this document, Parliament can't interfere with without the consent of the people. It reads, whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago have affirmed that the nation of Trinidad and Tobago is founded upon principles that acknowledge the supremacy of God, faith in fundamental human rights and freedoms, the position of the family in a society of free men and free institutions, the dignity of the human person, and the equal and inalienable rights with which all members of the human family are endowed by their Creator. That is the first paragraph of the supreme law, the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Parliament can make no law that supersedes or evades the authority of the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. It will be null and void and of no value. Whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago respect the principles of social justice and therefore believe that the operation of the economic system should result in the material resources of the community being so distributed as to subserve the common good, that there should be adequate means of livelihood for all, that labor should not be exploited or forced by economic necessity to operate in inhumane conditions, but that there should be opportunity for advancement on the basis of recognition of merit, ability, and integrity. The Constitution of the Republic sounds like a PEP document. If you have been following the Progressive Empowerment Party, what I am reading to you now, you might believe that the Progressive Empowerment Party wrote the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, because no government in our country's history has upheld these principles. Whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago have asserted their belief in a democratic society in which all persons may, to the extent of their capacity, play some part in the institutions of the national life and thus develop and maintain due respect for lawfully constituted authority. You hear this all the time, day after day, night after night from the Progressive Empowerment Party. When do you hear this from the PNM or the UNC? Whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago recognize that men and institutions remain free only when freedom is founded upon respect for moral and spiritual values and the rule of law. And that goes down as much as it goes up, and it must apply equally to the Chamber of Commerce and the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association as the lowest AIDS-riddled, dying, homeless vagrant living in Riverside car park. This is the supreme law of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and it states categorically, lucidly, clearly, whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago desire that their constitution should enshrine the above-mentioned principles and beliefs and make provision for ensuring the protection in Trinidad and Tobago of fundamental human rights and freedoms. Now, therefore, this is the supreme law of Trinidad and Tobago. This is not a Progressive Empowerment Party document as much as it will start to sound like it. And the reason it will sound like it is because all of our policies are founded on these principles, that we live in a nation of free and equal men and women, and that no restriction to social enjoyment and life should exist. Now, therefore, the following provisions shall have effect as the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The Republic of Trinidad and Tobago shall be a sovereign democratic state. Trinidad and Tobago shall comprise the island of Trinidad, the island of Tobago, and any territories that immediately before the 31st day of August 1962 were dependencies of Trinidad and Tobago, including the seabed and subsoil situated beneath the territorial sea and in the continental shelf of Trinidad and Tobago, here having the same meaning as in the Territorial Sea Act and the Continental Shelf Act, respectively, together with such other areas as may be declared by act to form a part of the territory of Trinidad and Tobago. This, number 2, this Constitution is the supreme law of Trinidad and Tobago, and any other law that is inconsistent with this Constitution is void to the extent of the inconsistency. That is a forward slap and a backhand slap at the same time. And we need to go into the parliament as an elected people and uproot all of the madness that has been placed in this country's psyche by misdirectionists, by people who have taken oaths to serve the people without fear or favor, malice or ill will, and turn around and spit on the voters and this document. 3, in this Constitution, the Cabinet means the Cabinet constituted under this Constitution. The Commonwealth means Trinidad and Tobago, any country to which Section 18 applies and any dependency of such country. When you read the Constitution, you hear House means either the House of Representatives or the Senate, as the context may require. Judge includes the Chief Justice, a Judge of Appeal, and a puising judge. Judicial Committee means the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council, established by the Judicial Committee Act 1833 of the United Kingdom, as from time to time amended by any Act of Parliament of the United Kingdom. Law includes any enactment, any act, or statutory instrument of the United Kingdom that before the commencement of this Constitution had effect as part of the law of Trinidad and Tobago, having the force of law and any unwritten rule of law. Oath includes affirmation. Oath of allegiance means the oath of allegiance set out in the first schedule or such other oath as may be prescribed. Parliament means the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. Parliamentary election means an election of a member or members to serve in the House of Representatives. Prescribed means prescribed by or under an Act of Parliament. Public office means an office of emolument in the public service. You're getting paid to serve the people. Public officer means the holder of any public office and includes any person appointed to act in any such office. Public service means, subject to the provisions of subsections 4 and 5, the service of the government and the Tobago House of Assembly. Service Commission means the Judicial and Legal Service Commission, the Public Service Commission, the Police Service Commission, or the Teaching Service Commission. Session means in relation to a house, the sittings of the house commencing when it first meets after this constitution comes into force or after the prorogation or dissolution of Parliament at any time, and terminating when Parliament is prorogued or is dissolved without having been prorogued. Sitting means in relation to a house, a period during which that house is sitting continuously without adjournment, and includes any period during which the house is in committee. Now, all of this, pensions are spoken about in the Constitution. All of this is the supreme law of Trinidad and Tobago. And if you think of it as the foundation of Trinidad and Tobago, everything else is built on this document. Anything that you want to challenge begins and ends right here. Get to know the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad.
If their policy is a fallacy,
If their policy is a fallacy, what do I not think of any policies? This is a country where everything is broken and nothing works. Everything that has happened in the Parliament in the last 30 years, what of any benefit to any member of society has come out of that? We've lost our developing nation status. We've become very close to a failed nation. We have growing and escalating crime, murder, poverty, homelessness, drug addiction. We are failing in every material way. We are in narco state. What have they done for you to say, to look at any government, past or present, and say in them, I am truly proud?
bureaucracy, a catastrophe. If they cannot cope,
If they cannot cope,
and you see it so,
and you see it so,
then your only hope is for them to go. If it is fabrication, these statements that they spout.
fabrication is the statements that they spout. Like Faris Al-Rawi, when he said that the army called for his children to be trained in handling high-powered rifles in case they ever were kidnapped. That was a bullshit lie. He was lying to the nation, and he needs to be called up on it. Stuart Young, the Minister of Propaganda. How do you know when Stuart Young is lying? His lips are moving. Keith Rowley, liar-in-chief. Keith Rowley has told more lies, fabricated more deceptions in Trinidad and Tobago than just about anybody else. What Keith Rowley did with the email gate fiasco, that madness brought into disrepute every high office and institution of state in this country, and we have not yet recovered from it yet.
When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is a frustration, does make you want to shout. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. Before they misuse out, cheap bucks are out and digs out. This is how you vote them in. Vote them out. Register and vote them out. All of them, vote them out. Stick your finger and vote them out.
Them are necessary.
Vote them out. Vote them out in Scarborough and in Port of Spain. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out in Camuto and in Laurel. Let's put our country together again. People must come first.
People must come first.
Citizens by right.
Citizens by right. None of the worse. Yellow, black or white. Who shall wear our clothes? Free movement and speech. A gun and rose. And one law for each.
If it is that injustice is what they always show.
When you're voting,
Vote them out. Vote them
song, the pep anthem. We will accept that. We stand by what he says in that song and we love it, and I use it every night to close my shows. The truth of the matter, we need to be able to take this message that you heard and enjoyed tonight to every corner of Trinidad and Tobago for us to achieve what we're trying to achieve. We need your help fundraising. Come on board and help us fundraise, or just make a donation to the party. We need money now. The media, CNC3 and TV6 have decided with the advent of the PEP that there should be extra heavy prices for political parties. We don't know if the PNM and the UNC are paying those extra inflated prices, but now it is actually 100% marked up just for the PEP. So we need money. The oligarchy that owns the media, that owns the PNM and the UNC, is trying to do everything in their power to prevent the people of Trinidad and Tobago getting this message, this wake-up call. But you have that power too. And you could take these videos and you could share them 1,000 times a night. You could go back into my archives, look in my photos section, you will see an album called videos, and you could pick all those videos and you could share them all over. Our communication team made policies at a glance documents. You have those, share those, email, post it on people's walls, tell them, Christ, read this. If you agree this will fix the country, go and ask the PNM and the UNC you're supporting why they have not enacted policies and programs like these. You will get answers that you don't want to hear. You wouldn't want to believe the truth that your elected government has been abusing you, that we've suffered from an enemy within. You have all of our policies broken down individually. Go on my wall. Again, go on the Progressive Empowerment Party page. There's a whole album. It's free and it's open to you. Take them, share them, engage the conversation. I watch these little fools talking about our home ownership policy, saying that will destroy the market. What absolute jackassery. Giving people a stake in the country will develop this country 1,000,000 times forward. When people feel like they have a stake and a share, they become patriotic and they defend. Not only that, Trinidadians have a way, we like to sweep and wash shit down. And I don't know why. I don't know why. But on the average Sunday, pass by people's house and you can see the mother or the father washing the yard down. And Chinese will reach all out in the road with a hose and a broom and clean the pavement and the street in front of the house. You could tell who owned their home by how much sweep they sweep in, how far they reach. If you give Trinidadians the opportunity to own their home, they will redevelop the community on their own. The government will be able to save back and save tens of billions of dollars. None of this is rocket science. It exists. You could check it. You could see for yourself. Let us move forward. Help us do this. Come on board. Add your voice. Anybody who's ever been to a PEP Saturday meeting could tell you that you walk in there and you join a family. I remember when we met Marvin Williams. He sat down a couple of weeks ago, arms crossed, big fella, big guy. Arms crossed, sat down quietly, whole meeting. And when the question and answer time started, he drilled me and drilled the team and grill us. And he wouldn't sign that membership form for nothing. And now, he is first man on deck when we're doing anything to make sure that everything right and functional, because he now owns the PEP. And you come to understand that none of us have any claim to this. This is the People's Party, the People's Organization. Derek now tell me true. Derek Lawrenson, he's been doing his own videos. Janice Lemon Cricky, she's doing her videos now. We want 1,000 people doing videos. Pick your issues, pick your stories, wake up the population of Trinidad and Tobago. We have to do this and we need your help. Come on board. Come and meet Shari Wilson. Shari is party organizer extraordinaire. Her responsibility is to establish 41 constituency executives that built out right down to every street and every home. We need your assistance to do that. If you like what you are hearing and you would like to be a part of this change, they have a saying, think global, act local. Come and be a part of the constituency executive in your area and bring it home at election time for the PEP. That's the objective of the constituency executive, to win the election. The next election call, the Progressive Empowerment Party wants to bring this change for all. The well-being of all the citizens of the country is the function and purpose of government. And when we get into government, it is to fix Trinidad and like a rising tide lift all boats. We're not coming to discriminate. We want to make a country where every creed and race could happily find an equal place. We need your assistance. We need your manpower. We need your voice. If you want to help with fundraising, Satish Ramsaran is the man in charge of that. If you know anything about throwing party organizing, barbecue selling, wherever, come and talk to Satish. Come and talk to Satish and help us raise funds for the party. You all know we have this thing called financial members, and if you're willing to spend $1,000 a month on the party upwards, you could be a financial member. Talk to Satish, talk to Felicia Holder, the chairman, talk to Sean Sunarine, vice chairman on Facebook. His name is Trini Mahmood. Right, we need your expertise. Our communications team second to none and kicking ass. The new PEP website is up and running. We have a PEP app. We're working on PEP Radio. PEP Media, Tony Defoe and PEP Media going guns. If you're in the media business, if you know anything about writing articles, publishing newspapers, working on a radio, if you would like to help us in our videotaping, we're doing roving reports all over the country. If you'd like to be a spokesperson on one of those videos, in any way that you would like to be a part of PEP Media, link up with Tony Defoe and his team. They're doing a marvelous job. We now have, besides my live videos, PEP Media is responsible for all of the PEP public meetings, and they put out 2 shows a week now, Frontline and the 411. 2 very well followed shows, and if you want to come and help with that, if you would like, we need lights. Kenneth Luke, the head of the advisory council, he's based in the States, and Kenneth is working on helping us get studio spotlights to make our shows look a little more professional. We already have our green screens, so just now we'll be working on that. If you're involved in any kind of editing, technology, and you want to be part of the production team of PEP Media, reach out to Anthony Defoe. If you would like to sponsor us some lights, we need portable lights for when we go out public meetings. We need some portable lights for that. Feel free to buy them and ship it to us. We need lights for the studio, those umbrella lights that shine the lights back. We need those as well if you want, anonymously, or you can have your name printed on it and I will thank you publicly. Buy us some lights and ship it to us. Again, it is all for your party. All of us, we've donated what we need. We sat down the other day and make a list of all who donated what. The party has assets, chairs, microwave, fridge, this, that, the other. And it is people who just say, here, us, the members, take this, let's do this. We're building out from there. Come and be a part of that building out. The Canadian team is having a dinner on the 12th of May. It's to raise funds for all of these things. If you're in Canada, Toronto, you could go to that dinner. Marissa Bash, Naz Gafoor, Anil Maraz, there have a couple more tickets left. If you would like to be a part of the Progressive Empowerment Party and you're anywhere in the world outside of Trinidad and Tobago, reach out to Ali G. She is the head of all of the international chapters, and she will guide you and steer you properly. Your expertise, your assistance, your help, your guidance. This is a political party, and we have done more work in 1 year and 3 months than any other political party in this country's history. 46 meetings in 1 year, well, a year and 3 months, 46 meetings and 13, 14, 15 public rallies. Come and check for yourself and see the level of effort these people putting out and try and match it. Come and be a part of this. You will feel the energy of a people set on fire for a better country. peptrinbago@gmail.com. peptrinbago@gmail.com is our principal email address. Feel free to email that for more information. peptt.com is the website. Check it out. It's your website. PEP app, PEP, Maya Khan, Cindy Budlal, they work on that. They keep that up and running. Maya runs all our social media. And they're working on PEP Radio. If you want to be on the radio, PEP Radio, message Tony Defoe or Janice Lemon Creaky, our PRO. If you'd like to be part of the communications team, message Janice. 347-4PEP. 347-4PEP, that's the hotline. If you'd like to get information on membership, If you'd like to get information on being a part of the political party, feel free to email, call, visit the app, send us messages. And if none of those things, if you don't remember any of those things, feel free to message me and I'll hook you up with whoever you need to be hooked up with. Look, we have one shot. We have one chance to rescue this nation. I have committed to giving everything that I have to this effort. We would love to create, for the first time in this country's history, a real people-centered, people-focused government that delivers on all the policies that we advocate and more. We cannot do it alone. It is not sufficient to sit idly by and watch and see who wins the race. You need to step up and be a part of it. We are one people under one flag, and the day we realize it and start to live like it, all of the madness will change. Until we speak again, stay safe, children.